Hello, everyone. Eddie here again, and today I'm going to talk about the three types of Trump voters. I came across a post asking, like, why would certain people vote for Trump? And a person laid out three types of voters. And after kind of reviewing their take on it, I decided to basically talk about it as it makes logical sense to me. So, in addition to going over the three types, I'll just briefly explain the three types and then I'll explain which type that I'm actually trying to engage with in order to maybe get them to see the error in their ways or my perceived error in their ways. So let's go ahead and get started and go through them. The first type is the rich person, the rich people. So, in order to be in this category, you have to be making at least over 250,000 a year. That type of voter voted for Trump because they believe in the tax cuts, less deregulations, basically anything to help increase their wealth. They really aren't necessarily concerned about the welfare of other people that they don't know, i.e., like the American public. I mean, sure, they're probably concerned with their own family, but for your everyday Joe Schmo, it doesn't really matter to them. They're a little bit removed from them. So you have the rich people. The second type is the racist people. These are the people that, whether they don't like people who look like me, they don't like brown skinned people or just any foreigners. These are the people who hate pretty much any immigrant or the majority of immigrants. And if we're being honest, we'll go ahead and lump the misogynistic people in there as well. People who just don't like women, don't think women should have a voice, should be able to control their body. So those are the racist people that, they like Trump because they viewed his policies, his rhetoric as hurting the people they don't like, the others. Which leaves us with the last type, which I will call the rubes. And it's kind of a catch-all. It's for those people who don't necessarily fit into the rich category and they're not necessarily racist. They don't fit into the racist category. These are the people that you may hear like news people say low information voters. They don't really check in. They're going through their day-to-day life. These are the people who are more likely one issue voter. They probably said, well, I voted for Trump because I didn't like how Biden did X. X being fill in whatever you want. I didn't like how Biden treated the whole withdrawal from Afghanistan, or I didn't like how Biden is not supporting Palestine, or, I don't like how Biden didn't do well in the speech. Just anything to give an excuse to vote for Trump. These will probably be the same people who say, eggs are too high, and I don't like how Biden is just dismissing that. Now, keep in mind, I just want to keep in mind here is that at no time whatsoever during the election did Trump offer any policy plan to handle this. Because remember, we all remember, eggs were too high, and he said on day one he would lower eggs. And it is, of this recording, it is March 23rd, 2025, and eggs are astronomically high. But yet, you hear crickets everywhere. So, when it comes to actually engaging with these three groups, first, the rich group, I have very few rich friends. And I don't even know if I would call them friends, maybe acquaintance. But, they're really not the category that I'm trying to necessarily engage with because I don't have much opportunity to engage with them. The second type are the racist people. Maybe perhaps I can edge around the corner and maybe engage, but for the most part, if you're racist, you have more than likely you have issue with the melanin in my skin, and therefore I can't really say anything to you to make you change your mind. So that's something that I will acknowledge that may not be my calling or my job to do. I will leave that to someone else who has even greater patience. The rubes, these are the people that I do think that engagement would be helpful, in that there has to be a way to discuss this with them in such a way to bring them around to my point of view or my side of view, or at the very least to show them why the particular choice they chose was not the best choice. So that's who I would actually target when I was creating these videos, is the rubes, the people who I think actually voted against their best interests, because they really were only a one issue voter, and they really only focused on that one issue, not looking at the broader context. And so I I think that there has to be a balancing line, because at one point you do want to say, like, I told you, but at the same point you don't want to be like 99, look, you're suffering and ha 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 ha. So there has to be a balance. We have to show them the error and then see what they're going to do from there, because just being upset and saying that, I'm not going to vote next time, no, that's not an option. We need all hands on deck, because we need to start voting some of these people out that do not have your best interests in heart. And with that, I just want to give kind of like a couple examples of things that I think rubes have done that I do think they're slowly beginning to regret. And the first such example that just comes to mind is that I kept hearing it over and over in the campaign that, Biden was not helping Palestine. Biden was giving Israel all these weapons, and it's a huge humanitarian in the Gaza Strip. All which I agree, all which I was true, but the people in, I believe it was Michigan, the Muslim community said that, they were not going to vote for Biden or Harris, because they felt like they're not going to have a seat at the table. And now our current president is talking about making Gaza the like the strip, like basically displacing the Palestinians. And I'm trying to figure out, is where is all of that outrage that was directed toward Biden and Harris? And then, Harris, when she was running, where are all the people upset about that, speaking out and, protesting? Where are you all? And the only thing that can come to mind is that in a previous video I said how the Democratic Party is like Batman, in that, the bad guys, they know they can attack and try to kill Batman, but they know Batman won't kill them. So it's okay to protest when you have a president in office who respects your right to disagree with them and protest. Now you have a president in office who's just itching to sick the military on you. And therefore I see a little hint or a little twinge of fear. And I'm trying to figure out, why do you have this little twinge when you really have that righteous indignation for your cause? And then the second example I want to go with is that, just a little quick story. A few years ago, when Trump was doing his first administration, I visited Florida. I was visiting a friend, and we were going out to eat. And I was just talking about, politics. And so she kind of hushed me up and said, they're crazy down here, in that, this is MAGA country. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, I can't talk to about politics here. You're like, no, they like literally want to pick a fight if they think you're a Democrat. And so in Florida, there's a huge Cuban population that felt the Democrats were more about socialism, and so they were choosing not to vote for Harris in this previous election, because they didn't want that. And now in the news recently, Trump is looking to get rid of a bunch of visas that were distributed to the Cuban population. And I wonder, how do all these Cubans feel about that? Because make no mistake about it, we're all hearing it. A lot of people are upset with how things are shaping up. And I know it. I know it shouldn't be a na, but at the same point in time, you really can't. You really can't be mad at people saying that, we told you this was going to happen. We pleaded with you this was going to happen. Did you think we were just being hyperbolic? Did you think we were just saying the sky is falling? We literally told you this. So rather than trying to beat that dead horse, how about these same people? How about you commit to making things right? How about you commit to staying engaged? How about you commit to voting these people out of office? I think that's the least that you can do. You can do more. You can do more. You can do a whole lot more, such as stay engaged and make sure that you always are doing your homework and research and engaging people rather than just relying on, Fox News or News Nation or, some off brand video. At any rate, that's just my opinion. And once again, I thank you for watching the video. And if you continue to watch, I will continue to create. Thanks.